my gosh. Hello, and welcome back to this week's episode of Yip to My Yap. I'm Dolores, and today I'm here with
Isabella.
And welcome to this week's Halloween episode.
I'm so excited right now.
Oh my gosh. All right, I need to take a breath. So, this is just something I was thinking about earlier today. I feel like this is the least Halloween-y October we've had in a hot minute.
Right?
I feel like I've had no, like, spooky feeling. No, nothing.
Girl, I checked the calendar today and I was like, oh my God, it's October 12th. Because that's where we are right now. And I literally still felt like it's the beginning of October. Mm-hmm. And it's not.
Yeah, no, I feel I haven't gone to a single pumpkin patch. I haven't picked a damn apple, even though it's a fall thing still. Gotta do it in October.
Right.
I haven't cut up a pumpkin. I haven't done any of that. And I'm
No,
just like,
apple cider vinegar, donuts. Like, I mean,
apple cider vinegar.
Apple cider?
No, like, yeah, but like you're into that? Like,
Wait, it's not even apple cider vinegar. It's just apple cider donuts. Vinegar would be horrible.
Yeah.
I meant apple cider donuts.
Apple cider altogether, I can't stand.
I don't know. I just never had it. I mean, wait. No, like, okay. Look. Like, I've always wanted to try.
It just sounds good in theory.
It sounds really good, but I feel like I'd spit it out.
Wait, so how do you feel about candy corn?
Oh my God, I love candy corn. Do you?
That shit's wax.
I literally love candy corn, and I love they make like that little pumpkin candy corn and stuff. I don't get it why people don't like it. I really don't get it.
It tastes like, you ever chewed a candle?
No.
Well, I have.
Why would you chew a candle?
Because I needed to know that, like, this is, I'm so serious. No, like, because I, you know when people say something smells like something, it's like, oh, you never smelled that. And it's like, oh, but I imagine that. I was like, no, but I could chew a candle without it being like a problem. So like, I had like a little candle. It was just like one of those stick candles. I said, let me chew candy corn, let me chew this. They taste the same. Candy corn does not taste like an edible candy to me.
Wait.
It tastes like wax.
I don't know. I love it. I love it so much.
I tested that theory, I want to say a year and a half ago. It wasn't that long ago.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't remember how it tasted.
I was
anymore.
gonna like give you a pass if you were like 9.
Yeah, no.
But you're not.
This was a full-on experiment. It was full-on hypothesis, everything. Then, because.
But I love candy corn. I really do. And I know that it's literally either people love it or they hate it.
Yeah.
And
how do you feel about Tootsie Rolls?
I love Tootsie Rolls. I love candy. Don't ask me about candy. I love candy.
You never struck me as a candy person.
I'm such a candy person. Like, such a huge candy person.
Oh,
like,
because for me, like, I can't eat a Tootsie Roll, but I can eat a Tootsie Pop, and I will eat the chocolate in the middle, but I can't eat a Tootsie Roll on its own.
You know what? Tootsie Pops, I don't know. They're a little more difficult for me to eat, so I like the Tootsie Rolls better.
Oh.
You chew them, they dissolve, it's gone. You know, in your tummy.
The same goes for a lollipop.
Yeah, but that takes time. You know, like, remember that commercial? How many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie
But then
Pop?
you chew it, and it dissolves, and it's gone.
Like that owl.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I'm a huge candy person. I don't know, but like I love lollipops. I do. Mm-hmm. But a Tootsie Pop, that sounds so appetizing.
So when you were trick-or-treating, what was the candy that you were looking forward to? You hoped that they dropped in your bag?
Smarties. Like
you are interesting.
I loved Smarties. Like those were so bomb. Also like Milky Ways or Twixes, like the little Milky Way Twix things. I don't like anything peanut butter. So anytime it was like a Butterfinger, I would give that to my brother. Like I was like,
Butterfinger to me doesn't even count as peanut butter.
Nah.
Like that.
Because it's more like peanut. I love our little sound effects. So it's like it's an ASMR today.
No, like Butterfinger, like, so when you chew it, obviously it gets all in your teeth. So it's like there's two types of people. There's types of people who had braces and they suck everything out of their teeth between every bite. But I also had braces, and I was like, the one time that I won't do that is when I'm eating a Butterfinger and I just let it all just kind of like all in the side, and then I do it like picking it out after I eat the whole thing. And I like the pressure on my gums because I know my gums they're not bleeding, but like, you know when you like chew like rubber, maybe I have a lot of weird habits, but like when you chew rubber and you just feel the pressure in your gums, like
you just called me weird for liking candy corn, and here you are. Like, what is this right now? Like, what's going on?
No, I don't know. It was, for that. It's just so
No, I
good.
get it.
But for me, for Christmas.
Christmas girl. This is not the episode. Wait, but we will have to do a Christmas special together, all right? My birthday's on Christmas.
You want to do
so-
my Christmas episode?
Yes, I do.
You heard it here first.
No, but it's gonna be my birthday episode, honestly.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, me and
my
Jesus.
God! Okay. Back to the podcast. Me in a Snickers bar. You know, I give people a Snickers tax when they come upstairs to my apartment. Like anybody who's hasn't come like to my house before, whatever. They'll ask like nice people are always, oh, what should I bring? And they think I'm gonna say fucking a wine bottle or something. I'm like, one Snickers bar per person that comes up.
Oh my gosh.
You come with your friends or whatever, it'd be 3 people, 3 Snickers bars, please. Like that's all I need. Oh my
No,
gosh.
Snickers are good. I actually got more into that. When I was a kid, I didn't really prefer it. I preferred like Milky Way or something. But then as I got older, I literally was like, oh my God, Snickers is the bomb.
No, Snickers is it. It's one of the most popular candy bars, by the way. Little fun
Is it
fact.
really?
Yeah, it is. And
When did you research this?
I didn't research it. I just really fucking loved the Food Network growing up. All right.
Has somebody told you on the Food Network?
You never watched Unwrapped? Oh my gosh. Channel
No.
50 on
No. I mean, I watched the Food Network, but I'm just saying that I don't know what Unwrapped
there's
is.
this guy, I forget his name. There's this show called Unwrapped, and they would feature different candies, and they would tell you how it's made. They would tell you how often they sell, what made them popular, if they're no longer popular anymore, what made them unpopular.
bomb.
Oh my gosh. Like, you ever watch the Discovery Channel? You ever watch How It's Made?
Yes.
Okay, it's that for candy.
Oh, that's so
Yes,
awesome. I
yes.
would love that because I think literally when I would watch How It's Made, the most interesting thing to me was how they made candy. Like taffy and stuff like
when
that.
they stretch it.
Yeah, that was
yes.
so bomb.
You know, I feel like we're like those old ladies that get really excited. Because we're over here like, I love me some taffy. Like, people don't eat taffy.
It's like my dentures like don't fall out when I eat that.
But when I eat peanut butter, that's far. I am such a snacker. You go into my kitchen. I mean, you should know. I have.
Yeah, she has the best snacks. Like it's like snack lord over there.
Coming to my house feels like you went into your childhood home and you let the kid pick out the groceries. That's exactly what my kitchen is.
And that's really cute. Like I don't know, I find that so cute. Like,
No, one of my friends came over the other day and he was like, what do you have to drink? And I was like, you want to know what I have to drink? And I think he thought I was going to say something crazy like alcohol. I said, I got Kool-Aid in the plastic one, not even
my
the pouch.
gosh.
I said, I got the ones that, see, here I go with the chewing. I used to chew on the little thing that you twist off.
Yeah.
For the little bleeding
yeah,
gum
the wax.
situation.
It's wax.
It's plastic. It's not wax.
Oh, I thought it was like wax.
Speaking of wax, you know the Baybel cheese? The Baybel
Yeah,
cheese.
yes.
I used to rip up the red wax and put it on my nails like I had acrylics.
I thought you were gonna say you're chewing it. I was like nervous. I was like, girl, there's a problem. It's my strange addiction. I'm like,
Listen, we want to talk about straight. I have something for everything you're saying, bro.
Yeah.
I ate chapstick. There was this one MAC chapstick that my mom
and you were a
had.
picky eater? Like, I'm so confused right now.
No, the chapstick was bomb. So Mac had this collab with Disney, and there was this character from Bambi. I just remember on the top of this like little thing that my mom had, and she didn't know this, but I used to just wear her chapstick all the time. But it's because I was scooping so much, putting it all over my lips, just for like hours.
But do you remember those chapsticks that like were flavored? Like
the Smackers, Smacks,
yes,
something,
like whatever
Skittles flavor,
Smackers.
and
Yeah, like that was bomb.
Yeah.
That was like my snack. That was literally the snack between classes.
that was crack. That was good
That
stuff.
was really good.
I ate a lot of things I shouldn't have eaten. I'm trying to think of something. You want to know what I used to eat? Baby powder.
Baby powder? That's
Baby
really
powder.
specific.
And no, and then the Johnson & Johnson stuff came out because it was Johnson & Johnson baby powder, and I was eating it, and then they came out with all the cancer stuff. I was like, so no one in my family has any kind of coke addiction. Let me just preface with that. But but I used to take the baby powder, and I used to put it on. Oh my God, I did this with something else too. Hold on. So I had a bunch of books that had to do with the Muppets. There were these big books with the Muppets.
Sorry, my throat is making noises, so I'm just like turning away.
And I would put the baby powder in lines and lick it off the book.
What show did you watch where you
Here's the
got this
thing,
idea?
I don't know, but lines felt convenient because that way it built up on your tongue, and it's just. And I did it with that and with adobo. You know what adobo is? The Goya adobo. It's like salt, but for Puerto Ricans. And it's just like seasoned salt. And I used to do it with that too. And then
You line it up.
I would line it up with my hands though. I didn't have any cards. So see, I don't know. I don't know where it came from.
Nice try, Diddy.
I've never heard that in a real life instance. I've only ever seen it in Instagram comments.
I am your Instagram comments right now.
Yeah, you're crying this time. Are you okay?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So you sniffed. I mean, you licked. What did you do with that?
Just sniffing out the whole of my lip.
So what'd you do with those lines again?
No. I just ate them. I was eating them.
Yeah.
And that was all. I was a weird kid. I got a bead stuck up my nose one time.
What?
A bead.
I heard a bee. I was like, that's really, really interesting.
No, I have a lot of strange stories.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I burnt
Tell
myself
me.
with ramen noodles.
Let's go for it.
Yeah, no, this one I just didn't want to listen to my mom. We would make ramen noodles in the microwave or whatever, and the microwave was really high. I was like 4 years old or maybe 3, and my mom was always like, I'm gonna put the ramen noodles. I love cup of noodles. Oh my gosh! But she used to put them in the microwave, and then after it was done, I heard the beeps, and she would let it like sit probably for like 5 minutes, just let it cool down. And she was like, just wait for it to cool down. And I was just like, nope. And so as soon as I heard the beeps, I took it out the microwave and it all splattered all over me. So I have a scar on my arm and on my thigh that I've had since a kid.
That's crazy. That's like what, 3rd degree burns?
I guess so.
That's
it bubbled.
insane.
So,
Yeah. Sizzling. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and then my aunt was supposed to be taking care of me, whatever. And what's it called? What happened? She had picked me up because I was sitting on the floor to sit me on the bed, and she grabbed me by my arm and all of them popped. And it sounded like bubble wrap. It was like, and I was just like,
oh my God.
Everything popped, and I feel like we might have sped up the process of it healing. I feel like because it was able to dry up quicker. Gotta look at the bright side.
Right. Tell me about. Wait, how old were you?
It was before I was school age, so 4 or 3.
Wow, and you remember that so vividly.
Yeah,
definitely
no.
like trauma.
I remember it just as much as this one time. I ate way too much vanilla ice cream, and my mom was in my grandma's room, and I was really good as a kid at knowing when I was gonna throw up. And I walked to her room, and this is so weird. But I'm in the door frame, and I'm looking at my mom, and I let out the biggest fart you can think of.
I did not expect that.
I know. But it was like, I remember because I was like, that came out straight out of a cartoon. And I was just like, no way that came out my body. And then I looked at her, I farted, I ran to the bathroom, and I just puked up all the vanilla ice cream.
Oh my God.
And this was just a weird thing. I remember I had a habit of throwing up as a kid.
Yeah.
Because there was one time I ate a whole pack of Oreos, threw them up the next day, and I didn't eat Oreos for a whole lot of years after that.
Girl.
Yeah, I have problems.
Is this what made you switch to chocolate ice cream?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I stopped drinking.
Yeah, you stopped drinking, sniffing.
Like cold turkey and everything.
Good for you.
Yeah, I stopped eating vanilla ice cream on its own after that for a hot minute, and I only have it plain in gelato. So, you got any weird childhood stories? Because I just spilled everything.
Childhood stories. I don't know.
You weren't weird. You didn't do anything weird.
I'm thinking. I was a really good kid, actually.
Damn.
Like, really good kid.
Wait, all this stuff is just coming to me. Has it ever happened that you eat a fruit snack and it goes up, I guess, your sinuses, somehow kind of like up to your nose?
Yes.
That if you cough the certain way, it come out your mouth. If you blow your nose a certain way, it comes out your nose.
Yes.
And then you
it's like
talk and you feel it. You feel it between your eyes.
Yeah, and why is it specifically a fruit snack? Because I know exactly what you're talking about, and I'm thinking of like those like grape ones, like
The grape ones.
like the
I'm thinking about like the Welch's cherry ones.
yeah. Well, I was thinking of the one that's purple.
Okay,
so it's
yeah,
grape.
yeah.
I'm assuming.
I feel like maybe that's the problem with that brand then.
Maybe
That's the only one I ever had. Like I can eat regular gummy bears, I'm fine. But those, I don't know
Yeah.
if it's because I'm dogging them so fast because they're so good.
They are really good. No, but it has like this little taste to it, and I'm just like it's like a powdery thing on top of it as
Yes.
well.
I have problems. I obsess over food over periods of time
I mean,
for
that-
long times.
Is that really a problem? You think?
No, yeah. There was a time I ate Cobb salad every day for 3 weeks.
I don't know.
Not as dinner with other things, but
we should ask Casper. That's my boyfriend. You guys
That's
have seen
the dream
him.
guy.
My dreamer. He's also studying to
11.
be my 11. You know what's crazy? That's our number actually. Like
What?
Yeah, 11 is like our number. Like when we first started dating, 11 was just like the number that popped up everywhere. Like we went to this milkshake shop and they had like those buzzers and it was like the number 11 and there was like a heart drawn around it and it was like and they just gave it to us, you know what I mean? Like we didn't choose it. Like they gave us that buzzer. And so like every time we would chat, it would always be like 11:11. Like it's like all this little like stuff.
I'm about to text you guys in the group chat 11:11. Like, hey guys, it's your time. Like, just letting you know, reminding you.
No, we still do text every time we like are texting and it's 11:11. We would send 11:11
You
with a
guys
heart.
are so corny. It's
We
so
are,
funny
we are.
because Casper is Casper, and I just know him as like crackhead Casper. But like, he seems so sweet with you. When I hear these stories,
So
I'm just
sweet.
like,
No, he has like different like, you know, moods about
oh no, he's a
everything.
complex man.
No, he's very simple. Like in the sense of like, I don't know, with him it's just I flow and he flows, you know what I mean?
No,
like
I
we just
know.
flow together.
You guys just cackle together. You guys like you just look at him and he's like, da-da-da-da, and you're just like, tell me more.
He got some spell on me.
It's cute though.
He does. No, he is.
I
He's
love
very,
them.
very cute. But what were we? We were talking
11.
about 11. And how did we get to 11?
Because he said I'm 11.
Oh yeah, so he's studying to be a therapist. So maybe we should ask him
Ask him
about
you
your,
lost me.
your food obsession.
Oh, I tried asking
Like, if
him
there's
about
a
my
thing.
own dreams, and he was like, "Sounds like you got some trauma." I was just like, "Got it, you fixed me." Like,
Sorry, he's still studying, so he didn't get to that chapter yet. I'm sorry. Give him some time, just a little bit of time.
Do you remember when there was a craze about about this one haunted house? I think it was like upstate somewhere, and you had to sign a waiver because they did crazy things to you.
Wait, is this the one? Wait, is this like the one where recently the guy got arrested or whatever? He's like taken to court or like something like that, or it's done just that haunted house. Are
I
we
think
talking about
this. I think this one's completely done because I remember in the waiver, like if you read it, it had said like, you know, if you're like in the dentist office of the haunted house, like the fake dentist office, like we're allowed to extract the tooth, or we can cut your hair.
Wait, what's the name? Yeah, but it ended up being like it's an actual like just a torture house. Like it wasn't even qualified to be a real
What?
haunted house. Are we talking about the same one?
Maybe we are, and I just
I forgot
know this,
what
I
it's
just remember it from
called.
years ago. So if there's an update on it, I don't know it.
there is there have been updates. Yeah, like
Oh my gosh!
they basically because it really was like someone. I don't know if someone did die, but the owner of like,
I remember.
that
I
haunted
thought that
house,
was part of like the myth or maybe the truth. I don't know.
yeah, the
anymore.
owner was saying that somebody did die at this thing, but like it's just him saying that.
Yeah.
He could have just been trying to say that to hype it up, but people did get like traumatized and stuff like
Yeah.
from that.
And then I heard they had to go through like mental evaluations before you even went in. That
Yeah.
had to, I was like, oh my! Like imagine going to a haunted house and you leave with one less tooth, or you leave.
That's crazy.
Or you leave with the jagged bob. You know,
That's worse. Like, are we kidding?
like I don't know, like that's freaky, or like a broken finger, because I don't know how far they went, but let's just act like we're in a fucking Saw movie at this
finger
point.
is crazy.
Like just pinky gone. Like you
Yeah.
don't need that one. It's fine. Like
No,
that's
they did. They
crazy.
did crazy stuff. Like they literally beat people, but that's what I'm saying. I feel like, see, when I was younger, I was really into like these true crime things, and like, so, and I remember this like I remember people raving about this haunted house. Like it was like such a big deal. I mean, obviously there were a lot of people that signed up for it, and then other people were just like talking about like how crazy it is. And I remember seeing like videos, and I was like, "Whoa, this is intense." And obviously, this is not a great example of a haunted house. I feel like the haunted house is more innocent than that.
Yeah,
that's literally, it was a torture house.
Yeah,
it literally was a torture house. So for me, I saw that and I was like, oh, I don't really like this.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I don't like that blood and the gore and stuff.
See, I was intrigued.
I'm okay with somebody jumping out and like scaring me and like, you know, touching me, like, you know.
No, something I'm okay with it. Well, no, I don't want to say okay with. I'm not okay with it. I'm scared of the dark. So like I'm scared of the dark and getting chased. Haunted houses are just not
I want them
me.
to chase me. Like I would love a chase.
But
like
that's
a good
the thing.
I would start chasing them.
I like the rush because I'm just like, ooh, I'm getting chased. But like I'm shitting bricks.
Yeah.
And what's wrong with people? Because we like doing things that like, oh, you're really close to death, but almost got there. You know? Like,
no, for real. I think it's just like the adrenaline. That's what it is.
That's crazy.
And then some other people just get peer pressured into coming with you.
No, like I used to go to like, I don't know if Bloody Manor's still a thing. Like it's a pop up in New York, a pop up
Is that wait?
A pop up Halloween haunted house or whatever in the city.
That one is like
I don't think that one's that bad.
Is it?
I feel like it's pretty
I've never
quick.
been.
It's got like upside down pigs. It's probably as scary as you're gonna get for in the city or whatever. But I think it's cool. I always wanted to do like a Bayville Scream Park. I think that's the one that's like pretty scary. Or like Universal's Horror Nights.
Oh, yeah.
Like, cause that one, like you have legit movies that you have backstories that you can like connect it to and be like, oh my god, like
that's cool. That's just like really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that I've always wanted to do. Like, I don't know, like Fright Fest isn't enough anymore at Six Flags. Like it did its thing for me for like 2 years, and I'm just like, nah, I need more.
No, yeah, literally, people are just like thirst trapping these actors from Fight Fest.
Hold on. So I don't know because they're not. I don't think they're allowed to be shirtless in New Jersey, but I know like in Australia or something, there's a haunted situation.
Haunted situation is crazy.
Like an amusement park, and there's men, and they got the masks and no shirts and the blood and.
Oh my god! Are you flying to Australia for that?
Of course, down under we go. Like, what do you mean? Oh man.
Do you want to hear the story of how I almost got kidnapped?
Sure.
It's not funny, Erica.
Well, you're here.
Whew, thank God. No, it was actually crazy. Like my mom and I were together, and we were coming from the laundromat, and the laundromat is like right around the corner from my building. So it's, you know, it's really close, nothing crazy. And this guy pulls up and he's like, hey, do you guys know where this like store is? I didn't know. I was 16 at the time. I was just like, oh no. And then my mom was like, you know, she was saying like, oh, it's like you go down a few more blocks and you'll be right there. And, you know, she has like a thick Russian accent. So then he starts asking, he was like, oh, okay, thank you so much. Oh, where are you guys from? And then we were like, oh, Russia, you know, like whatever. You know, Russian accent. We're not going to go deep into it. I'm very like exotic. All right, anyway. And so we're like, oh yeah, Russian. And then he was like, oh, is it true that Russian women are strong? And that's when the red flags started hitting. And my mom wasn't getting it because, you know, she's just not understanding it. She thinks this is like American, like, like lingo. She thinks that this is how people are just like being nice. Yeah. And we were like, she was like, oh yeah. And I was like, yeah. And then he reaches out his hand to like, he was like, okay, well, thank you so much. Like he wanted to like
pull you in.
That's what I'm saying. So he was like reaching out to like shake my hand. And I literally was like, no. I literally straight up said no. And then he was like, oh, come on, just like to say thank you. And I was like, no. And then that's when he literally sped off, which was so awkward. And then it sank in my head. And I was like, Mom, do you understand what just could have happened? Like he asked if we're strong. And then he's asking to shake hands. Like he could have pulled me in and that would have been like the last time you saw me. And she literally almost started crying because she really didn't understand in that moment. I mean, she thought it was weird, but she didn't think much of it. Yeah. And I was like, I don't know, that was so crazy to me. what's even crazier is I told my girlfriends, and one of my girlfriends, she lives close by. She lives like in that area.
Did you do the same thing to her?
And so 2 years later, she's like, I had a guy that just pulled up, asked me for directions, and then was like asking where I'm from, if I'm like, and like he was also trying to like shake my hand or something like that. Cause this was like a while ago. So honestly, I don't remember exactly what she texted me, but I was like, that's probably that guy. I was like, that's 100% that guy. And then she described his car, and I'm pretty sure it was the same car. And I was like, that's insane. I literally hope somebody catches this guy. And it was insane. It was. I haven't seen him since. She hasn't seen him since, but it's literally wild. It was literally wild.
That's freaky to me because the way I see it, the reason he keeps using that same like template is because one time it's worked.
I know.
Like that's why I'm just like,
I don't even want to think about that.
Like I'm just thinking about his basement.
Yeah,
like,
stop. I didn't want to think about that. Like and the thing is, like, you couldn't see the plates. He sped off, and like, I mean, I didn't think at the time, like at this time, like if this happened to me, God forbid now, I would have literally looked at the license plate, like called the cops. I would have been like,
I'm so quick. I'm always that person. I'm just snapping pictures.
Right,
of license
right.
plates all the time.
It's way different. But this was when I was 16, like, and it just literally, I was like in shock too. Like once he sped off, I was in shock because I was like, did I literally just prevent like a kidnapping? Like this is insane. And then I was thinking also, if my poor mom was like by herself, like listen. I know she's older
the guy's
and stuff.
Hand and stuff.
Like, yeah, she would have beat his ass, but
Russian women are strong.
Mother Russia. No, yeah, but I thought about that, and oh my God, it just scares me. It scares me till this day. Like it really does.
No, I mean, this just reminds me of this one time. I don't know, it's sparking it in my brain. There was this time, I don't know if you remember, I posted on Instagram and I'm like walking through the street and it's a bunch of like construction workers, but they're staring at me as I'm walking out and I have to walk in between all of them once I get up to them. So I took a picture and I was very obvious when I took the photo, whatever, and I posted it and I was just like, oh, to be a woman or whatever.
Yeah.
I remember this. Yeah. Tell me how one guy was like, LOL, with like a laughing emoji. And I'm just like, what's
There's
so funny?
Nothing funny about that.
And then he was just like, oh, like that they're staring, like, haha.
That's not funny.
And I was just kind of like, yo, the ignorance is really fucking loud right now. I was just like, yeah, it was like kind of nerve-wracking. I was like, yeah, it was daytime, but it was 10 men. And he was like, pretty gal problems. And I was just like, you gotta be effing kidding me right now. That felt like the like, ha ha, stop crying, you're so sexy. That's what that felt like.
No, but that's crazy. But see, they don't get it.
Bro.
Like, I'm sorry, but
another guy responded to that same story. He said, oh, like, you should be flattered.
I was just going to say, he probably said something about like, oh, isn't that flattering? Like,
no, another guy was like, oh, like, women are so lucky, you should be flattered. And he was like, actually, I want to talk about this on the podcast. And I was like,
what?
You don't belong in this podcast.
Right.
Like, unless you want to be torn to shreds for an hour straight, I should be flattered? Are you effing for, like, on a very serious note, it's just kind of like, that's why some of us die. Like, that is why some of us, like, gone out the world because someone took advantage and killed us. And you're going to tell me I should be flattered right now. I'm just like,
is it really, like, honestly, like, let's just talk real. The first time I ever got catcalled, and I remember the age and everything because I was like, this was the first ever time. I was 13 years old. 13 years old, and I'm getting catcalled by older men. Like, that is insane. And there's nothing flattering. I'm sorry. But like being a child, I was scared. I was literally scared. And I started thinking, I was like, because it was summer, I was in shorts. I started thinking, is it because I'm in shorts? Should I not wear shorts? I shouldn't be thinking that. Like, it's hot, it's summer, I'm a child. There should be no thought of like, oh my God, is it me? This, that, I'm scared to walk on the street. Like, it's literally insane.
It's sick. And it's, you know, something that I found out recently. There's like this whole like, not trend, but like it's this thing on TikTok where girls who are waitresses, they post like how many tips they make when they put their hair in like two low pigtails. And everyone's like, oh, like if you know, you know. And the whole thing is that you get more tips when your hair is in little pigtails because you look like a younger girl. And like guys see that and it's just like a thing for them. And I'm just like, oh, like that's disgusting.
I'm going to tell you honestly, I don't know, maybe I just got ugly, but I definitely got catcalled more when I was younger than I do now. Like now I get like asked out, which I am.
Now they respect me.
No, but like okay, maybe like I have had men come up to me but they respectfully, and that's the difference. Okay, I don't want like all the men up in these comments to be like, oh well, now we can't approach her. No, you can approach a woman, and you can definitely respectfully ask her out. If she's interested, she's interested. She's not. Whatever, that's fine. I had someone literally he came out of the car. I was talking on the phone with Casper, and he was like, "What? What's going on?" When this happened. But he like came out of the car and he was like, "Hey, I just double parked like somewhere in the street." He's like, "Because I thought you were so beautiful, and I just wanted to know if you have a boyfriend, if you want to go out." And I was like, "I'm sorry, I have a boyfriend." And then he was like, "Okay, thank you." Then we were awkwardly going the same direction, so he was like kind of like speed walking.
Yeah, see, like,
that's
sweet.
But it was sweet. It was very sweet, and I was like, "Good for him." Like that's a lot of confidence. That's great. You know?
That is more than welcome and okay. Now, if you're following me in the car, that's a different story. I have not pepper spray, but I have a thing where you like undo it and a bright light goes off and a super loud
Oh
thing
wow.
yeah my mom got that for me. She gets me everything cool that I have. It always ends with my mom got it for me. Yeah, shout out to my mother, because today
you were awesome.
Today someone came over to my house for the first time and we're talking, and every time he pointed out something cool, he was just like, "Oh, da, 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 and what's this?" And every time I was like, "My mom got it for me. Or he's like, "Where'd you get it?" "Don't know. My mom got it for me." And he was like, "Your mom is the best." I said, "Who you telling? I know."
And your mom is also such a supporter. Like she showed me the text, and you are amazing. Like it's so sweet. Very.
She listens
sweet.
on her car rides to work, and she's probably listening right now.
That is the cutest thing.
Yeah, she the best.
I
love
moms.
you. Like,
shout out to my mom. I don't know if she'll watch this. She won't understand some of it, but I love you.
You tell her, "Oh, you're featured in it. It's a story about how you almost got kidnapped."
Well, I did say she would be badass. Like she would like beat him up. I love you, Mom. I love moms. Moms are the best.
It turns into a Mother's Day episode.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
The silence was so loud.
I feel like Okay. Okay.
We're here.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Listen, I want to keep talking about scary stuff.
I mean, everything technically is scary.
You know what else is scary? Literally. You know what else is scary? Sleep paralysis. I have stories.
I've never had that.
You never had sleep paralysis?
I don't understand. You know what? Full on, like, I don't understand it. I don't know what it is. I don't.
Oh my God.
People say they can't move.
Yes.
I understand what a sleep paralysis demon kind of is.
Okay, yeah.
but
I've never had that. I'll tell you. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
No, okay. So I had it. I think I've had it twice. Happened to me twice for sure. So the first time I was competing in England, And
just casually competing. Like, no biggie.
it was like a huge competition, actually. But that day, my dance partner and I, so my dance partner, my coach, and I, we all shared a room, 3 separate beds. Theirs were like here, and mine was over here, like near the window. And so our coach, like, he just went out about his day. He was like, you know, it's a day off. You guys do what you have to do, whatever. We ended up literally staying in the room the whole night because that's when the jet lag hit so hard. And so we kept sleeping. Like, we just kept going in and out of, like, naps and everything. So I was taking a nap and I'm having this dream, and it's as if like my coach came in and he was asking about like what candy I wanted.
Yeah.
Back to that candy stuff. I was like, candy corn. No, I'm kidding. It was a candy corn. But anyway, so it was all of this. So it felt like it was happening in real life. And then I like opened my eyes and I realized that I opened my eyes in real life. And I see my dance partner like laying in bed, and I'm trying to like say something to him. Like I think I was trying to tell him like, oh, I just had a dream about you, and like, and then I can't say anything. And then I realized like I can't even move. Like I'm literally like I can't move my head, and because again. When I was 12, I was into all this type of stuff, right? And I knew about sleep paralysis. So I literally, and at this point I was like 18 or something. And I'm literally like, I'm awake and I'm like, oh my God, I'm having sleep paralysis. So I'm like, okay, I remember like they say like you gotta wiggle your toes and your hands. So the first thing I was trying to wiggle my fingers and like my hands, and it like broke out at some point. And then I just was able to move. And then I was like as if I also like couldn't breathe fully.
Yeah.
You know, like I was breathing, but it was really hard to breathe. It was like I just couldn't. And then I like breathe. I I don't know, like I just opened up, and then my partner even like looked at me. He was like, "You okay over there?" And I was like,
"Me, you just had like this crazy
I was screaming in my head for you." So that was one time, and then the second time, this was already like I'm at home. This probably happened a year later or something like that, and I was taking a nap in my room, and my brother was in the living room and he was watching something, and I'm sleeping, and then it's like I can't open. This time I couldn't even open my eyes, and but I'm awake, and I literally know I'm awake because I'm like I want to call out to my brother right now, and then I hear my heartbeat. And at some point, I stopped hearing my heartbeat. Like, it's just like a freak out thing. But I know, like, obviously I'm still alive. Yeah. Like, I'm still conscious. And then, same thing, I was like, wiggle my toes, wiggle. And I started wiggling my toes, and I broke out. And the first thing I started screaming my brother's name. And he was like, what happened, what happened? And he thought I was having, like, a nightmare. And then I was like, no, I was having sleep paralysis. And I was trying to, like, call your name. And I couldn't. Yeah. He was like, oh, my God. And he's had a sleep paralysis experience. So he knew exactly what I was talking about. So I was like, thank God, like, you know what I'm going through and stuff. It's scary. It's really scary. No, it is scary.
It feels like the way you explain it, it feels like obviously like you said, you're awake and couldn't open your eyes. It just feels you're in that empty space in your brain, and you're just kind of like existing and floating. And
and it's like I don't want that. Like it's not like you want this. That. Like, I was like, don't. So I can't imagine people that also have like the sleep paralysis demons. Like they see stuff in the corner
and not being able to do anything. What I wanted to ask before, since we're on the topic of sleep, do you remember when lucid dreaming was a really big trend? Like, was that a thing for you? Because I remember, like, everyone was looking up lucid dreaming, and everyone was saying, like, if you could lucid dream, you're a demon. And I remember that there was this whole, like, you were into true crime. For me, lucid dreaming was this really weird thing that I was, like, super into. And it was this thing where it's, like, everybody wanted to control their dreams. We were all just like, oh, my God, I just want to do something crazy. And I remember... like there were like tips on how to tell if you were dreaming, and a lot of them was like look down at your hands. If your hands look like your hands, obviously you're not dreaming. But like if your hands look like weird squiggly figures or whatever, you're dreaming. Or if you look at a clock and there's no time on it, you're dreaming. And or like if you sing while you're lucid dreaming, the higher you sing, the higher you fly. And I'm like, I don't know what truth there is to any of this, but I'm like, that was like, to me, being able to control your dreams, like it's cool in the sense of like, whoa, your brain can do so many things. But on the other end, like, this is into, like, my witchy spiritual stuff. I feel like when you're dreaming, you're not, like, that's not the real world. Like, I don't know. It feels like this weird, like...
It's not. I feel
Oh my
like
God,
it's
I'm about
like
to do my Casper Nontas. I'm 11. Like I'm in the upside down. Like that's what it feels like. It feels like this other space.
No, listen, I believe in that. And it's like a portal that you're going into. And it's like, it could be like a universe. I genuinely believe that. Like I said, I think I've said this before. Like, I feel it's very egotistical of all of us to think that we're the only universe, the only planet, like the only living beings in this whole universe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I feel like dreaming is like we tap into that.
I feel like dreaming is really trippy. Like I'm full on all for like, and you know, this is gonna sound so like childish, but like Rick and Morty really enforced it for me. Like just the idea of different universes, like it clicked to me with that show, even though it's just a cartoon. But like I think about it, and this is gonna sound crazy, but I have had dreams about the future. Like there was a time that I was like in elementary school and I had dreams about my middle school classroom and exactly how it looked, everything, teachers, students, everything.
That is crazy.
And then that's where I feel like deja vu is a thing. Like you feel deja vu because you dreamt it, or there's
people say that it's like you had this in your past life or something.
Yeah, past life or another universe is experiencing it at the same time and they're like kind of like meshing.
I mean, I feel like I've accidentally had lucid dreams. Like, you know, where I literally I was like, this is a dream.
Bro.
And I would fly. I would make myself fly and stuff. But I didn't do this on purpose. Like, people literally, I don't know if this was real, if it actually works. Like, we got to look that up. But people like were saying that there's a method of a way where you could.
Like the way you even go to sleep. Like affects like if you...
a specific way you go to sleep and then how you have to get out of that lucid dream and everything. But that's what always freaked me out. I was like, I don't ever want to intentionally do it because I feel
it feels like you're messing with something.
Like, what if I never get out of this?
Yeah,
dream?
it feels like those movies like the fabric of the universe is gonna break. Like you know, like on some Endgame nonsense. Like for me,
or like Inception.
I've never seen Inception.
You need to watch.
I just
that
know it's
movie.
like a dream and a dream and a dream.
It is
situation.
Amazing actors in there. First of all, second of all, it's literally this, except it's like they control it and there's like, you know, they whatever, but it's literally that, and it's a whole thing of that, like they have to make sure that they time it because if they don't, then they get stuck.
It makes sense
forever.
See, like movies like that, I don't think those came out of nowhere. I think that came like any like sci-fi movie that makes too much sense. I feel like there's someone who's really, really smart behind it, and they were like, "Listen, don't say I told you." But this is how this works. And the director's like, write that down. Right.
No, I agree. I feel like a lot of the thing, like, okay, let's just get into this a little bit. The Simpsons, the fact that they predict everything, do you really think that that's all predicted?
They lived here before. They're getting it from somewhere. It's too much. And it's gotten to, like, they just say, we were math guys and we just, the only reason I know this is because my calculus teacher was obsessed with The Simpsons. Hey, Mr. Panoro, if you're watching. And he was just like, you know why I like The Simpsons? He was like, it was these two guys, and they were either like math professors. Something super involved with math, and then they just decided to make a show. Like that's what he told us. I could be wrong.
So it's like
could be
calculated
wrong.
Or something?
Yeah, because he was just like that. That's why he liked it so much. And then I watched like an interview with the guys who made The Simpsons, and they were just like, we just put stuff together that it just seems likely. And I'm like, what do you...
Okay,
what?
but here's the thing. I could understand that with like there was an episode of like the Super Bowl and who was gonna win, and it was like a prediction. And I don't even think that ended up being right, or maybe it was. I don't know. But it was like those two teams were gonna like play against each other or whatever. And so those I'm like, okay, I could get that.
Yeah, you have a certain number of things and just randomly by chance.
Right, that makes sense. But then there was like a scene, for example, where it was like Trump going down the escalator. Yeah. And it's like, okay.
And the movements and everything, right?
But
he like
the
waved.
movements, the way he waved, and then there was a poster that fell. Like in The Simpsons, like the episode, there was like a person that was holding a poster and it fell. And then that happened in real life. And I'm like, and this was created, I'm pretty sure, I have to check this because maybe it was created after, but I'm pretty sure this was created before. Yeah. And like most likely this was created before. Yeah. And so I'm just like, that is insane. Like, what's the probability of a poster falling? Yeah, when Trump is waving like this, like down the escalator.
It's very specific.
It's so specific. So specific. Things like that, I'm like, whoa. Like, that is too specific.
No, there's just... Wait, how do you... We gotta play that music. How do you
know the conspiracy
Yes, that's what How do you feel about the Mandela effect? Do you believe in it? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Glad we're on the
Sex
same
in the
page.
City.
Berenstain Bears.
Berenstain Bears.
Kit Kat.
Sex in the City. I remember it being Sex in the City. And apparently it's Sex and the City. And that and like but there were things that were made like souvenir type things that said Sex in the City.
Oh my God. Did you hear about the Fruit of the Loom girl?
Oh, what is that?
Okay, there was this girl. I'm pretty sure it was a girl. It was somebody. Pretty sure it was a girl though. She was like so adamant about the Fruit of the Loom logo having a cornucopia on it. Like she was just like, no, it was a cornucopia. And I remember with a cornucopia. And Fruit of the Loom's like, no, we don't have a cornucopia. No cornucopia. And then she's just like, nah, I'm pretty sure it was a cornucopia. And I think she either knew someone who found the shirt that had the cornucopia on it, or somebody was able to get that out. And then they just kind of, I don't know what happened after. I don't know if like Fruit of the Loom apologized, if there was like a court case or something. But it was just like, so how you gonna, like, why were you denying there was ever a cornucopia?
They were literally gaslighting her.
Yeah. So like, there was this whole thing where it's like the government is using really, so I compare this to when like scammers who like take money out of your bank account, they take like 5 cents at a time to see if you'll notice. They say that what they're doing is they're changing really small things that we wouldn't notice to see how much they can brainwash us into believing something has been true the whole time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is getting real like spooky.
Yeah. Spooky season though.
But it's getting, I don't know, like that's a little weird for me because I'm just like, okay, how, like another one was, I mean, this one's more on the silly side, but like Kit Kat, I remember with a dash in between.
Yeah, I remember with the dash
There's
too,
no
and then
dash
there's
in
no
between.
dash.
Yeah.
There was something else. There were a lot of things. I loved this topic. All of these topics, I really loved like looking into like lucid dreaming, paralysis, all of that. This was one of the things, and I'm trying to I remember. There were so many things.
Oh, there's so many.
And I was like shocked because I remember when I would, and someone did this. I remember they posted like on Facebook, is it this or this? And I'd be like, oh, it's this. And like, apparently that never existed.
Oh,
like,
the Monopoly guy. Either he had, whichever, there's one.
Oh, he had like the
monocle.
monocle.
Yeah.
Or
and
he didn't.
Yeah, I think he doesn't, but everybody remembers him with it.
I remember him with
or
the
the Pringles
monocle.
guy.
Was it Pringles? It was
It's
either
one of them.
Yeah.
But regardless, I remember them opposite of whatever the heck it is.
Yes,
now.
and I think it was Pringles actually because the Monopoly guy, I think he does have that.
But
and
you see how like unsure we are? That's
know,
the problem.
that's-
So then I started thinking a little deeper, and I was like, wait, what if the Mandela effect videos are the Mandela effect videos and they have us thinking that something's true that never was, and they're just telling us the opposite of what actually was?
Wait,
Picking
can
up
you
what I'm
say
putting
no?
down?
Can you
Okay.
make this slower
So
again
okay.
for the slow people? Me.
So let's say like you're watching a video and it's like, which one do you think is true? Blah, 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 right? And you say that the Kit Kat with the dash is the one you think is true. And they're like, actually, no, it's the one without the dash, right? What if it's always been the one without the dash and the video itself is what makes you think it had the dash? Like, what if they're like reverse Mandela
oh, I get what
affecting
you're
us?
saying. Like they're just like.
Like, that's the rabbit hole I go down at 3 a.m. That's what I'm like, time for bed, close the laptop. like, that's what I'm like,
Like I give up.
Yeah, like, I don't need to figure out the world. Like, it is what it is. It's fine.
Just go ahead.
Yeah.
Do the Mandela effect. It's fine.
It's okay.
Brainwash us. It's okay.
At this point, yeah.
By the way, this is all alleged. So my family thinks that there's like a little kid ghost that like plays with us and this was even like from Russia when they lived there. And then when they came here, he just came with them because first my mom told me that when my brother was little, you know how people say like animals and like babies could see things. So she was like, he would come up to me and ask me, hey, can I play with the little boy on the windowsill? And she's like, what little boy on the windowsill? You know, she'd be like, okay. Sure. Go for it. You know,
Yeah.
she would look at the windowsill or whatever it was. Like, I don't know how their apartment looked at the time or whatever. And she was like, there was like nobody there. Like, he would just say this. And she was like, okay, whatever. Like, she thought it was like an imaginary friend or whatever. But we had instances where like, just like things would go missing. And then we would say like, can you please bring it back? And we would leave the room and we'd come. And it's like in some weird spot that you would not put it. Okay. So one time and this I just vividly remember because this was the craziest to me. So one time I was trying to find a hairbrush and my mom was trying to find her iPad and we could not find it anywhere. And I was like, oh my God, like, and we were searching all over the house, everywhere, even the bathroom, this, that.
Yeah.
We can't find the brush. We can't find the iPad. We were like, okay. you know what you gotta do. So we literally, I was like, I'm gonna ask. And so I was like, hey, can you please, like, thank you for playing with us and everything, but can you please, like, give us the things back? And we left the room. Come in the room. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go check. I come in the room. I don't see anything. And out of like just frustration, I'm like, I sit on my bed, and I share a room with I shared a room with my brother where we had two beds like this. So I sit on my bed and I'm like feeling something is under the covers, and I take it out and it's my hairbrush. And I was like in disbelief, and I was like, oh my God, that I like got up and I sat on my brother's bed, and I feel I'm sitting, and under the covers is the iPad. And I was like, what is going on? And I ran out, and I go to my mom. I'm like, you will not believe where this was. And I told her. She was like, that's literally
the fact
crazy.
that it was on the same spot on both beds
And under covers. You know what I'm saying? It's like, is this somebody planted it there? And it wasn't my mom was trying to find her iPad, you know. It wasn't like a joke. Like, she needed it for something.
Gosh.
You know, my brother wasn't even home. My dad was like at work as well. Like, it was just us two at home. And she needed the iPad. I needed a hairbrush. And it was just, it was like under the covers. And I was like, oh my God, this is crazy.
No, that's one of those stories that it freaks me out enough. Like, I don't know if you noticed, my eyes started watering because I was like when stuff like that freaks me out, I start crying.
Oh my God,
like,
really?
it's like a
I
weird,
see.
like,
I thought maybe you had allergies or something.
Nah.
I have allergies. That was fall allergies. Seasonal allergies.
No, that's wicked to me. Like, I have a bunch of ghost experiences. Yeah, I spoke about this one on an upcoming podcast, but I'll talk about it on here. Where there's like this little girl that pretty much my family and I, we have a suspicion that it's one of our cousins that passed away. She had passed away young of cancer. But like, what I would do, like, so I started, like, everyone had seen her like here and there, so like the silhouette of her. And there was this one time I was in my room, and I had seen like the silhouette of a girl shaking in the corner, like fetal position shaking. And all I would do, I would just throw a blanket in that corner. I would turn the heater on, and then I wouldn't see it anymore. So it felt like, and I would see her in that position all the time. And it was almost just like she was just telling me she was cold. And I would just turn the heater on.
But like, you would actually see her?
I would see like a figure. Like, I don't know if you remember like the old renditions of Peter Pan, the way that they show his shadow. So that's how I saw the figure. Like, that's how it looked to me.
That's crazy.
But the only reason I had so much comfort was because everyone was just like, oh, well, it's just her. Like, it's nothing.
Yeah.
It's fine.
You know, when you like normalize it, I feel like it's less scary, especially when it's like you don't feel. I've had instances of, I think, just like even passing spirits come through the apartment, and you feel it. I haven't had where I like necessarily saw it. I know my brother said once he did see that, and they just passed through. And like one time this was crazy. I was actually on FaceTime with Casper and I went to the bathroom, and I opened the door, and I just saw like as if like a white thing was just whew, like as this, and I got shook, and I thought it was my dad at first because his door, like his room, is right near the bathroom, and then I realized, I'm like, oh my God, my dad's napping in that room. So I was like, that's not my dad, and he was white, and it would look like a woman. And then when I went to the living room, I didn't see anything, but I felt as if someone was specifically sitting on the couch, and I was literally just like, okay, if you are a good spirit, you can be here for a little bit, but you have to go afterwards. And I just went to my room, sat there, I came out, I didn't feel it anymore. I didn't have any feeling of it anymore.
That's crazy.
I don't know, like maybe it's just like somebody that used to live there or something, you know? So I'm just like, okay, like if they're not bothering me.
It's one of those things where it's just like, I believe that everything is just energy. So when you die, like, I don't necessarily believe you go somewhere, but your spirit stays here. And it's just like, cut them some slack. They gotta go somewhere. If they want to chill on your couch, so be it. Just don't bother me. Don't shake anything on my ceiling. Like, you know, like
don't do any of that spooky stuff.
Yeah, like don't make something levitate in front of me. Like, if I'm watching TV, like don't change the channel. Like, just watch what I'm watching. Like, I'm very open to, like, I'm not trying to live in a house of ghosts, but it's like, you know, I feel like if they find me, it's because they're comfortable, and it's like, all right, just chill.
I've had things also move though, but like, I always knew, like I had a feeling. First person people that would come to my head was my grandma or my best friend. Like it was crazy because I was like, it's either him or it's either my grandmother. Like 100%.
They're the only ones who want to make their presence known.
And then I'm like just curious. I'm like, okay, why do they want to make it known? Or is it just like for them to give me a sign that they're here, or is there something that they want me to like figure out? Do they need me to pray for them?
Because you would
something?
know if it was something bad.
Right,
If
right.
it felt wrong in the same way you felt the presence, like you'd know, like, yeah, that wasn't them. Like,
yeah. So I have like, I'll explain this really quickly. I have like this like it's not a drawer, but it's like on wheels, and it's just like, you know, little drawers. I have like my skincare products here, like makeup here, brushes, hair stuff here, and that's like that one is against the wall, and I have another one with like a mirror. So I move this to my bed, and I'm just like, you know, like putting on like cream, going ready to go to sleep. And this thing, there's no window open, there's no draft, nothing. And this thing, the thing is, sometimes like it could roll a little bit, where it's like if you accidentally like hit it, it will roll on its own a little bit.
Yeah.
Nobody passed by it, nothing. And it literally looked as if somebody rolled it and stopped it. Like it didn't just like naturally stop. It was like abrupt. It was like abrupt, like boom, boom. And I looked at it and I was like, what the heck? And like I took a picture of it like off the wall, but I mean, it's not a video.
Yeah.
But I literally was like, okay, hi. I literally was like, hi, how are you? Whoever you are. And I thought it was like either my best friend or I thought it was my grandmother.
Something that I'd be really nervous to do is like, if you're a spirit and you're, you know, all this stuff, can you please put it back? Because for me to see it, I don't, like, there's a part of me that just wants to know I can communicate with them and say, okay, cool. Like, I just want to know that we cool. But at the same time, it's also like, if I see it move, bro, when the first Paranormal Activity came out, and the first scene is when the door cracks, pissed myself. Like, I was like, no, get out of town.
See, but this is what I'm saying.
Like,
these movies they make me scared of all this stuff. But like, on the other hand, again, like Paranormal Activity was one thing.
Yeah,
it was meant to be scary.
It was super corny though.
But this, I know. Like now I watch, you know, Conjuring. Like my brother and I, we watched that. No, my brother and I watched that dying laughing. Like when she was getting pulled by her hair.
Oh no. No, I don't mess with those.
Here's the thing. Because it's a true story, it's like based on a true story, that is scary.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, I would never want this to happen to me. But it's just like, I don't know, because I'm just watching the movie. I don't know. And maybe I was watching with my brother, so it was hilarious. But like, just her getting dragged by her hair, I was because I was like, who's like dragging her around right now?
Because you imagine the actual figure. This ghost just like, take that. Like,
then they're like laughing. They're like,
just like that.
Literally. You ever watch those like ghost videos and then like under the comments people are commenting, they're like, protect me from all this negative. I'm like, girl, it's a video.
Like that's just a comment.
They're not gonna the ghost is not gonna come through the video.
Like, the ghost is just reading the comments like, oh my god, they're so stupid. Like,
literally.
Boo, like.
Oh, that's so funny. But actually my favorite what's it called, YouTube channel to watch is, I don't know if you know Sam and Colby.
No, I don't.
Oh my god, girl, you would love
Are they like Ghostbusters?
Them. What? Technically, yeah. No, but they literally, so they go ghost hunting. And it's not like those stupid like ghost hunter things, but they have like those like I forgot what they were called, like a EMF or something like that.
Yeah.
Where you could communicate with them. And I'm not gonna lie, like I believe whatever happens in their videos, I believe. Like I don't think it's like fake for views and stuff. They've proved it again and again that it's like happening right now. It's real. Something's communicating, whatever. They have like these little balls that like light up when something touches it or whatever. So they would be like super far away from it and it would touch. They would have like these flashlights where they could communicate. And like they would ask a question and they would like turn it on if like you died at this year, and then they would turn it off like the ghost or whatever, you know, the spirit. So their channel is insane. Like you need to watch it. I
need to watch it in the morning with a group of people. No, like that's something I can't watch at night.
Casper and I would watch it at night. Like we would be crazy, and we would watch it in the dark.
Psycho.
No, but we
together in the dark, or like
sometimes together, sometimes like through FaceTime. Like they would drop a new video. We're like, oh, time to watch Sam and Colby. But the thing is, it's like I'm not gonna lie. There have been times where after I would watch Sam and Colby, I would like turn off my lights and run. Like it's that type of vibe. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh.
Because I'm like scared. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. No, I was just talking to somebody today, and I was telling him. We were talking about like horror movies, and I was just like, listen, I could do horror movies.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like scream the whole time. But if I'm watching it in my house, whoever I watch it with has to sleep over. Because now that I live on my own, like my dog's not gonna save me. He's not saving me for anything.
Yeah.
But if I see it in a movie theater, there's enough space between the movie, the commute home, and just like doing my skincare routine where I'm like, okay, nothing's real, everything's fine.
Yeah.
But like at home, I can't. Like I am always watching Disney Plus. Like actually, you know something that I watched that I actually needed to watch. I needed to watch Bluey after. You know Saltburn.
Yes.
Like it's not that it was. Yeah, I liked it.
No, it was a good movie.
It was just wicked. Like screwing a grave. You know,
crazy.
that was a bit much.
I can't believe he even like
he improvised that. That wasn't in the script.
I thought that was in the script.
He a little freaky. Like that whole scene, like that crying at the grave, and just I was kind of weird, but it's art.
But I love that the
name of
directors
art.
like just let him do it. They're like,
what would have been messed up is they just didn't use the cut. They're like, actually, like, just put it back in your pants. We're not just cry, just cry. Like, you know.
No, but if they didn't tell him to put it back in the pants, they just like let it roll, and they're like, okay, great. And then the final scene, they don't even have it.
Oh my god, that would have been terrible.
They've been like, they definitely put it in.
Nah,
because,
he's a weird dude.
Yeah.
You know the last scene where he's dancing naked?
yeah.
I heard from my mother, so if she found this from a false source, blame her, that he wanted to be alone with the cameraman when it happened, that dancing naked scene. And I'm just like, that's a weird request.
Wait, what do you mean? Like, meaning
Like no
just,
team there, just him and cameraman.
No
just
director,
following him around the thing. Yeah. Like that.
Why?
I don't know, because the rest of the world saw his penis and his butt. So I'm like, why did it not?
Sorry, this is Zoe said that. I'm like 5 years old. I'm like,
But yeah, so I was just like, that's really weird. Like he's a little messed up in the head. It's kind of odd for me. But
interesting.
But it intrigues me. I don't know. It was such a weird movie. It was so
It
strange.
was eerie. It was very eerie.
I think for me, that's what a horror movie is in my brain, where like it messes with your head, where you're like, people are like this.
Psychological thrillers.
Yeah.
That scares me, but I'm like, wow, this is interesting.
Did you see, it's an old movie with, I think his name's Matt Damon. Matt Damon's the guy. Yeah, Matt Damon.
I love Matt Damon.
Handsome. Yeah. And Jude Law's in it. Two handsome men. Beautiful. Something Mr. Ripley. Something Mr. Ripley. The unbelievable life of Mr. Ripley. Something like that.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of like lying his way through life and stuff. And then it's like Saltburn, where you wonder like, wait, is he gay? Is that his love interest? Is he here for love? Is he actually their friend? Like it messes with your head as much as he's messing with theirs. Like that movie and Catch Me If You Can with Leonardo DiCaprio. Where he's like lying his way through.
So, okay, I started thinking of that movie and I was like, wait, wasn't Leonardo DiCaprio the one
no. But
okay.
Those movies, those get me because it's like some of them are true. Catch Me If You Can, actually, I think it wasn't based. They said it was based on a true story, but I think he lied about everything.
Really?
Like he conned his way.
Like the guy?
Yeah, the actual real life guy lied about doing a lot of things that the movie was based on.
Oh, wow.
And
I mean,
just like,
it makes sense if he's a like pathological liar.
Yeah, it's just like, why do we trust this guy?
They just like took his word. They're like, wow.
Yeah, and he's like,
it made him a good movie. Like he should become. He should have become a director.
It was good stuff.
It was really good.
I was really like, wow.
And because like, isn't it scary the fact that like he was with that woman, right? And he was building like a life with her, and then he ended up being like a complete con artist. And I'm like, that's insane. I would literally cry.
Con artists scare me because the amount of evil and just lack of just feeling you got to have in your heart to
like,
just
empathy,
just
like,
to get your way.
That's
that's scary, and that's real life, man.
Real life spookies.
Okay, I think we've spooked ourselves out enough
100%.
for the night,
for the month.
for the year. So Sima will be back for Christmas. I am so excited. There will be costumes or just, trinkets of sorts. Stay tuned. But yeah, any last words for the audience?
No.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe wherever you're listening to podcasts, watching podcasts, all that good stuff. Yeah.
Trick or treat,
guys.
Trick or treat.
Yeah. Bye.